All right, guys. So I'm going to talk you guys through a really cool transformation, a fat loss transformation of my boy Lennon Ward. So me and Lennon actually just hit our year mark working together. Lennon's 36-year-old sales bro, right? He's a sales consultant. Wanted to just get in the best shape of his life, right? He came into this program a couple months away from getting married, and he didn't just want to fit the mold of, making good money, getting married, starting a family, and just like never prioritizing his physique again. So joined Beyond Built last May. His wedding was in October, right? So he didn't necessarily want to go into a dieting phase. We didn't necessarily think he needed to go in a diet phase. He needed to just standardize his training intensity, standardize tracking his macros, and that's exactly what we did. Okay, so when he came into the program, we were just shy of 180. So we were sitting around 177, 176. Not really tracking food, drinking on the weekends, throwing back beers with the boys, typical stuff we do. Okay, but we needed to lock in, right? He wanted to grow his chest, grow his arms. He wanted to feel like an athlete when he walked down the aisle. He didn't necessarily care about, having six-pack abs. He just wanted to feel strong, look strong, and look the part of a strong husband, right? So this was Lennon when he started the program. Okay. So good amount of body fat on him, right? The back. He also had no clue how to, properly choose what underwear to wear. As you can see, guys, we luckily got this under control. But this was Lennon, basically his first progress pictures with the program. Okay, so what we did, like I said, is we standardized his dietary intake by doing a recall week. So first full week of this program, we saw what he was eating, how often he was eating, and we saw what his training looked like with daily weigh-ins. Okay, then we put him on a calorie goal and a protein goal and just standardized that. And then after a few weeks of him being really dialed in, okay, we got our food intake to about 2,600 calories. Okay, and that was about a really good maintenance spot for him. So we kept calories there for the most part. Leading up to the wedding, okay, there's obviously some hurdles, okay, bachelor trips, lots of dinners, family visiting, right? Work stress, taking time off. So the entire time, okay, from May 19th to his wedding date, which was October 20th, I believe, we were able to basically keep his body weight the exact same, okay? But this was his physique. So without even going into a fat loss phase, without even taking a single calorie, we were able to trim a lot of body fat. We were able to build some really quality muscle tissue. Look at the chest. Okay, you can start to see some lines in his core. You can see the skin on his back getting tighter, right? And this is reversing, adding food, doing zero cardio, just training like an absolute freaking freak, guys. And he fell in love with this shit. That's the most important thing. We made a program where he fell in love with training before work, waking up at 4:30, waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, training before work, sending me form videos, working on his training intensity. Okay. And then back to the grind. So this is some real shit too, because this isn't all sunshine and rainbows, guys, right? He had a wedding right around the holidays, right? So he had a wedding in October. November, we have Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, right? So there was a lot of things going on, honeymoon, right? So this was a really just a real opportunity for us to get clear on what his expectations were for himself post wedding, honeymooning, coming home, Thanksgiving, right? This was a lot. This was his first time being this dialed. And we did see we did see the scale go up a little bit, right? Now, this wasn't just body fat, okay? Lots of extra carbs, some meals out, right? But we still stayed dialed. We hopped on a call right before he went on his honeymoon, right? And we made sure, what are your expectations for yourself with you and your newly wife, right? What are your expectations for food, right? And we basically just came up with an agreement, we're going to really just focus on our steps. We're not going to be an asshole with caffeine. We're going to move our body. If we got time to get a hotel workout in, we're going to get a hotel workout in. But we knew this entire process that when he came home from his honeymoon, we were immediately jumping into a diet. So we mapped out the diet phase. So he was able to enjoy his honeymoon. He was able to relax with his wife, knowing that when he comes home, it's lock-in time and he's going to get in the best shape of his life starting his marriage, which is super special. And then his wife actually joined the program as well, which we'll circle back on that. Okay, so after Christmas, after November, we started our fat loss phase at a peak around 183, 185 pounds. Okay, we started our fat loss phase by taking some food away, adding a little cardio protocol, some low intensity, steady state cardio. We started with, I think, 4 15-minute incline walks. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're still highly focusing on training intensity. We're still focusing on all the details, fiber, sleep, checking in on his biofeedback. Okay. And since November, guys, at his heaviest weight here, okay, we are now down, okay, to 162.6 was our lowest weigh in. Okay. So we've lost well over 20 pounds. And it was absolutely cool to see. You can see how linear this trend is. Putting in the work, training intensity went through the roof. We started holding him to a higher standard, even in a deficit. We don't tolerate, oh, I'm not hitting PRs anymore. I'm no longer able to train with intensity. Okay. And at the lowest our food got was only about, 2,100 calories, 2,000 calories. So we really didn't even pull food that low. His metabolism just accepted this and got absolutely after it. Okay. So right now, guys, we went from right here, okay, to boom. My boy got shredded, 20 plus pounds down, guys. Built so much quality tissue, more confident than ever. Chest is popping, core's coming in hot. His back is absolutely shredded, guys. And we actually are starting our reverse diet right now. So we're reversing out of his diet. Meanwhile, guys, Lennon was traveling for work. Lennon was going on vacations and still hitting his protocols. He was still tracking his food. He was still hitting his cardio. He wasn't drinking alcohol. He participated in our transformation challenge and was a top 10 finisher, I believe, when it came to adherence. And he had one of the sickest physical transformations as well. Okay. So this is what happens when you stop tolerating bullshit for yourself, when you stop just settling for, yeah, I'm a sales bro. I'm just going to make a good amount of money and, try to just live a happy life, live for the weekends with the boys, watch football. He said, F that respectfully. And he put in that fucking work. Okay. Now, some really cool wins that go bigger than this, guys, is he got married. Okay. He also started seeing just how good he felt when he started training hard, when he started having a coach in his corner, holding him to a high standard, and he went back to school. So he not only working full time, got married, investing into himself with our training program, but he decided he wanted more for himself from his career. And he went back to school to get a master's degree. Okay. He also put himself in the hat for multiple promotion opportunities, right? Didn't get a couple of them, ended up landing one. So he got promoted while going to school. And he's like, holy shit, I almost have too many opportunities right now, which is super awesome. Okay. And now he's gearing up to go to law school, guys, while him and his wife are getting in the best shape of his life, while they both just re-signed for another freaking year while they are trying to start a family, because they no longer are going to slightly tolerate, oh, well, we're starting a family. So it looks like our days of being in good shape is over. Fuck that. They're both committing to another year of working with this, guys, because they've seen what the past year has done for Lennon, for his wife, Jess, and they refuse to bring a child into this world, keeping their standard low. This is the Beyond Built standard, guys. This is special work right here. Okay. So they both extended for a year. Lennon is going to put his name in the hat for law school. They're moving to Arizona. They are absolutely thriving. And now Lennon is reverse dieting. And the goal is to get absolutely jacked. Him and his wife both came to our retreat, and we got the post retreat high. The motivation is high, and he no longer wants to tolerate anything. So he's sending me 4, 5, 6 form videos per session, wants to be held to the high standard, making sure his training intensity, his reps in reserve are on point, because he knows what this last year did for him, and he knows what this next year can do for him. And if he wants to be competitive in law school, he knows he can't just show up for the books. He's got to show up for himself, his physique, his wife, his future family. And the best is yet to come for this. If you thought this transformation was sick, wait till you see my boy Lennon in 6 months from now, a year from now. So this is a realistic blueprint, guys, of how, my boy isn't a coach. He's a regular guy that does well for his family, got married, and changed his life completely, brought his wife along with him, and is almost down 30 freaking pounds, in the best shape of his life, in the best financial position of his life, more motivated than ever to progress in his career, in his relationship, in everything, guys. This is the standard. It doesn't matter what you do. It matters how you do it, baby. Come on now.